The drought is real. Someone, anyone, play the Song of Storms. Give me some hydration. I've been withered away like this for 10,000 years. Nintendo, end this drought, and let Hyrule be flooded like the Great Sea once was. Please, Nintendo, can I have some more news? I wanted to make a news video for this week, but I really overestimated the amount of news Nintendo would drop regarding Tears of the Kingdom. After the last trailer we got, which was during the Nintendo Direct over a month ago, we've gotten nothing else. And it's not like Nintendo has gone radio silent on the game again. Hell, they've been posting every few days screenshots of the game, with generic messages to excite fans. Yet each of these posts are just screenshots from the previous 2 trailers. Nothing new. Like, what is going on? As of today, we are exactly 2 months away from the game's official release, yet we still know almost nothing about the game. I don't think Nintendo has ever been this scarce with info regarding a new release like they have been with Tears of the Kingdom. And I get it, this game is a sequel to one of Nintendo's biggest games yet. It's not like they need to advertise much regarding the game for sales. It's a sequel to what was considered the greatest game of the last decade. Some may debate otherwise, but at least regarding a Nintendo title, it's for sure up there. So shouldn't that be enough to get people excited for the sequel? We really don't need to know much else to consider buying it. And if that is their marketing strategy, I can understand it, but it sure makes these last few months feel a lot longer than what they are. Of course, we still have time leading up to the game's release, so there is a possibility of getting a full-blown Zelda Direct for the game, or even one more new trailer. As technically, we've only gotten 2 official trailers for the game so far. While Nintendo has shown us footage of the game way back in E3 2019, it seems like they have sorta retconned that footage. As back then it wasn't even given an official title yet, and we've seen that they've updated certain clips in the newer trailers. For example, in the latest trailer, we see Link going to save Zelda after the mysterious hand had merged into him, unlike what we've seen back in E3 2019. As it showed Link reaching for Zelda with his normal hand still intact, with then the mysterious hand reaching for him. So most likely Nintendo revised that cutscene over the years, and we should probably consider all the footage we've seen before the game's first title reveal trailer to be more so beta footage of the game and not what we'll be seeing in the final release. But wow, when looking at the timeline from the game's first announcement to now, we really have been in a drought regarding updates for it. Even if we are supposedly 2 months away from its release, we're still getting little to nothing regarding of the game. When compared to Breath of the Wild, Nintendo had shown us the entirety of the Great Plateau almost an entire year before the game's release, as they even had playable demos of it that actually played way back in E3 of 2016. But, to reiterate what I mentioned before, with this game being a sequel this time around, it seems like Nintendo doesn't need to promote it as heavily as they did with Breath of the Wild. As we already know what the core game will be about and how it will be almost more of just the same. So presumably saving this as a mystery for the player may be the better way to do things this time around. Though it isn't like Nintendo doesn't have much to show us, as with the leaked Collector's Edition art book, there is clearly a decent amount of things Nintendo is trying to keep under wraps. It seems like they really just don't want to share much regarding this sequel. Though when compared to any other major release from Nintendo, Tears of the Kingdom has easily been the most drip-fed game regarding news. And for someone who has been covering this series for about an entire decade, the droughts never felt more real. When you really break it down, it's been 6 years since Breath of the Wild's release, and while the game was given DLC following its release, the DLC was all released in that same year. So for 5 years, almost half the time I've been doing all of this, I've been waiting for this one game. Granted, we did get games like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but with that being a non-canonical game that butchered Breath of the Wild story, it didn't really hold up whatsoever. And of course we got the re-releases of games like Link's Awakening and Skyward Sword HD. But compared to post Breath of the Wild days, Zelda was releasing almost a new game or remake each year. Yet after Breath of the Wild, it seems like their focus has really been to continue that success Breath of the Wild gave them, and mainly focus on the sequel. To put things into perspective, Skyward Sword was released during the 25th anniversary of the Zelda series. And since then, the only new main game we've gotten was Breath of the Wild, and now we are on the 37th anniversary of the series. So before Breath of the Wild, we had a total of almost 20 Zelda games in the 25 years of the series' existence, to now a mere one game in the last 12 years. And even between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, we had games like A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes, along with the many HD and 3D remakes. But since Breath of the Wild's release in 2017, we've gotten pretty much nothing new that wasn't a remake or remaster. With little to no info regarding the game, even with 2 months left before its official release. Luckily, we are at the final stretch of the game's release, so even if we don't get new information, the game will completely drop real soon. And as I've gotten a bit older, I really don't like wishing time off my life, but damn do I want these next 2 months to fly by. I'm ready for this next wave of Zelda, following up Breath of the Wild's success and changes it made to the series. And once the full game does drop, it will be far better than any small update or trailer that Nintendo can provide, as it will all seem meaningless when the final game is out. So even this video will be completely pointless once that day comes, just a glimpse into what things felt like during this drought. But hey, Nintendo could just randomly drop a bombshell of info any day now, or announce a Nintendo Treehouse showing off a demo of the game, so I hope I eat my words and this video gets outdated. Though since I had planned an entirely new series leading up to the game's release, and they really haven't given us much to talk about since, I felt like making this video clarifying why I didn't see a point in uploading a news video this week, and just kind of bringing to light how the game's lead up to its release has been far different than any other in the series. Of course, when news does drop, or we finally get our hands on the full game, expect tons of content regarding it, from full-on Let's Plays, live streams, and tons of breakdowns and guides regarding the many new features this game will bring to the series. I guess this drought has sorta also affected my channel altogether, as these past few years I've uploaded less and less, and haven't really done anything new or different. But hopefully this game will reignite that spark I've been missing, as I want to come back full swing to this channel with tons of content, even branching outside the Zelda series. So I hope you are willing to tag along with me for this ride, and I appreciate everyone who has stuck with me so far. I know I've disappointed many with my absence, but I hope to make it up throughout this year. This channel has laid dormant for far too long, and now it's my turn to wake up and get back on it. And during this whole lack of info, I've been using my time to fully recover and get back on the right page for when the time comes. Anyways, that about does it for this video. Thanks for hearing me out this far and letting me rant to you about something pretty meaningless. I not only look at each day that goes by as another day closer to Tears of the Kingdom, but also as another day to getting better both physically and mentally. And honestly, I can't wait to be on the other side of all of this and get back to it. I really do appreciate you all, and I'm looking forward to bringing you exciting content real soon. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I've been ZM, and I'll see you all in the next one.